Okay, hello everybody, welcome to a very quick line rider tutorial containing everything you need to know to get started making line rider tracks in 2025 to get you started on your line rider journeys. We'll be covering the basics, color, backgrounds, and just a little bit of camera control. I'm making this tutorial on the run up to Track Jam 2025, which actually begins tomorrow, which is an event where people make line rider tracks. It's basically a challenge to make it in the span of a weekend. It'll be this weekend, and I want as many people to enter as possible because every entry that we make, we're going to be donating $5 to Palestinian relief. So there's never been a better time to try making a line rider track. If that's something you've been meaning to do but just didn't know how to, this is the place for you. We're going to get started right now. So you can start by just pressing play, but for Track Jam specifically, we'll actually need to be loading the Track Jam track file. So to do that, we're going to go to load and go load from file, and it should be in your downloads. I just have one called track tutorial, and as you can see, there it is. Hi. So the first step of any track is obviously knowing what music you're going to use if you are using music. Give me 1 sec, I'm just going to try to find a song I like. Yeah, that's a pretty good song. How to download music: copy the URL, go to this website, YTMP3, or just any YouTube to MP3 converter. Once your music is converted, you can press the download button. We can go back to our track and go to settings and audio. We're gonna load the audio. It'll be in your downloads, and there you go. The default volume is usually pretty high, so just turn it down to about there, and as you can hear, we've got music. I'm just gonna start making a very basic track, and I think a lot of people already know this, but blue lines are regular lines, red lines are acceleration lines, and green lines are decoration. They don't do anything. You can scribble them around. Right now I'm using the pencil tool, but you can also use this one here. This is the brush tool. This allows you to make kind of smoother line, and then this is a straight line tool, so you can do that. While we're here, I'm just gonna give you a very quick tip. If you press the O button, you can see all the frames, the individual frames. This is called onion skinning, and you can adjust the lines so that, as you can see, in some positions it is killing Bosch here, but if we want them to stay on the sled, then this is a good position. We can adjust to that, turn it off, and then we've got it. Also, a very important thing is that if you draw a line holding shift, you can draw a line backwards. As you can see, if I'm drawing it this way without holding shift, then the Bosch goes through it, but if you do it this way with holding a shift, then you can go from right to left, which is actually super important for red lines because this allows you, as you can see, I'm going fast, and then this line here is slowing them down. You can use Command D as well as Command C and Command V to copy paste lines. As you can see, I've just selected this line and I've copy pasted it. You can also just draw something and then copy paste it all around like this. Yeah, there you go. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to install Tamper Monkey, which is a browser extension that allows us to add mods. There are so many different line rider mods, most of which are made by Melisma and are available for download on Melisma's GitHub page, which you can see right here. There are so many, but the main ones we're going to be looking at are the command editor and line thickness. So to download these mods, you just go to the one and you press raw, and then you press install, and that'll immediately add it to line rider. You don't have to do anything else. And we're going to do the same thing for line thickness, which here is called scenery width fix. We're going to reload our page, and as you can see, if I load the track here, track tutorial, now we have this and this over here. This allows us to make different thickness of lines. You can use like it to make thinner lines like this, but the main thing I actually use it for is to make really big lines. You can make lines as big as, I think, 362 is the maximum. If we go to our top right here, we can make new layers, and all of these layers as you can see, have black next to them, but these can be any color that we want. So let's say I want the background of this to be red suddenly. I can put super big line. Let's press Command P. Oh shit. And there we go. Now we have a huge line. So as you can see, this is layered on top of the base layer, but that's no problem. We can take this and Command C. In order to put it onto a new layer, we're going to have to do Command Shift V. Now it is there, and we can put this underneath it. Boom. Copy paste this around, and we've got a big old background. As you can see, that's pretty sick. Command P is very useful because the default of LineWriter looks like this. It shows you blue, red, and green lines, which ones are which. If we go Command P or go to General and Playback Preview, this shows you exactly what your track will look like while you are making it. It is super useful. I highly recommend it. Another thing that's super useful is locking the track lines. If you accidentally alter a line, like let's say I accidentally move that, oh no, this is not going to work anymore. If I move something earlier, it messes up everything later on. So a very useful thing is to lock track lines, especially when you're drawing over this. Oh my god, that is way too big. So if I'm doing this and I wanted to select this, I can just move it around and not have to worry about it affecting my track lines. Now let's say I've drawn this thing and I want to move just the yellow lines but not the pink ones. If you go to the top right here, you can press the lock box, and that will let you just select anything that isn't locked. And as you can see, now I can adjust these to however I like without it moving the pink one. You can rename your layers. I like to rename them to the colors themselves, but you can rename them to anything. And you can also change which one is on top. If I wanted to change the yellow so it is on top, I just have to drag this up, and now you can see yellow is on top of the pink. So to finish off this very basic LineWriter tutorial, we're going to do some light camera work. So let's say in this part I want Bosch to be pretty zoomed out, but then once we hit this beat drop, oh yeah, I want it to zoom right into Bosch. Pretty conveniently right at the 10-second mark of the song. So we're going to go up to our command editor, and there's a bunch of things here. I'm just gonna teach you zooming and panning, which will give you a basic idea of how the command editor works, and then if you want to figure out these, you can. So basically, this time is correlates to the time in the bottom left here, which if I go to the start of the track, it's 0, 0, 0. 1 is pretty zoomed out, 2 is like a normal zoom level, and 3 is pretty zoomed in, I would say. We're going to continue this same zoom level until 9 seconds. We're going to keep it at the same, and then at 10 seconds, we're going to zoom it in to 3. From 9 seconds to 10 seconds, that's when the zoom in will happen. Now this is super important. If I play this, I've inputted everything, but nothing's happening. What I have to do is I have to press this button, and that will actually run the script. Once I've done that, we're zoomed out. Yeah, that's awesome. If we want to change the pan, like let's say we want Bosch to be in the bottom left corner of the screen. Pretty much always going to want to do it under 0.5. 0.3, let's try that. Negative is up for Y. That's kind of confusing, but yeah. There you go. And once again, if we wanted to move it so Bosch is in the center at the beat drop, at 10 seconds, we will adjust it so everything is at 0. Run it. Once you're happy with your camera work, it's very important that you copy the script with this button on the right, and you're going to go to Advanced, put it in Scripts here. This is basically the actual code that's running the camera work. It looks like it only does 1 at a time, so that's just the panning, and then so we're also going to add separately the zoom. So this is what's controlling our panning. This is what's controlling our zoom. If you save it now, this will keep your code for the next time you open the track, which is very, very important actually. You have to remember to save your camera codes. And then one more thing, if we want to get very specific about how our camera is positioned, we can actually see it by clicking Show Viewport in Playback Camera. You can just press the 1080p button or the 4K button. I usually always just go with 1080p. It can be kind of hard to gauge where exactly the edges of the screen are when you're actually in the browser, but you can see now with the viewport, and even if you go to show visible areas, you can drag along and see what will be visible in your track and what won't be. As you can see, the no is out of frame and the yes is in frame the whole time. Final, very last thing, exporting your track. Now, LineRider is pretty annoying in that you can't actually export it with the audio. You have to add the audio in like a video editing program afterwards, which is pretty easy to do. Make sure that you've selected the right resolution. In the playback camera, I'm specifically going with 1080p, so when you export it, make sure you've also selected 1080p so that all your camera work will be exactly how you want it. High quality render. Now, when you render it, it will take a while, so you might want to, you know, check Discord or whatever, but make sure that if you do this, you need to have the screen open at least. If you have it covered up like this, it actually won't export. So even if you just have a little bit like this, that will ensure that it keeps going. And the very final thing that you need to do is go to your trusty video whatever video program that you use, import your track and import your audio, and then just plop them in, and you should be good to go. Boom, there we go, and you're done. That is all. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or join the LineRider Discord, which is probably a better option. People will be there to teach you anything that you need to know about making LineRider. There's obviously a lot more you can get into, but this is just, I would say, the very basics. I hope a lot of people enter Track Jam. It's not a contest, it's just a challenge. See if you can make a LineRider track in a short amount of time. That it's for a good cause, and I hope that LineRider is fun for you and lets you explore music in a way that you haven't before, or just explore anything, or just have a little bit of fun. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jade LineRider. Make sure to unsubscribe, make sure to turn notifications off, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!